สบายถูกใจก็คบกันไปเพราะฉันเป็นคนไม่สนอะไร
Welcome to GenX Living Life. I'm Penny, and today we have a special guest, Jennifer Bowden, who is a practitioner of Chinese medicine. She's also Maggie's friend and acupuncturist. Maggie couldn't make it today, so I'll be speaking with Jennifer about her first trip to Chiang Mai, Thailand. For those of you who don't know, my parents are Thai, and I was born in the US. So it'll be very interesting to hear about Jennifer's impressions of Thailand and her adventures. So let's watch. So, hey, Jennifer, I heard you just came back from Thailand. I'm very envious. And what made you go to Thailand this past year?
So I had always wanted to go to Thailand for a number of reasons, and probably the primary reason was because of my interest in traditional Thai bodywork. And I looked into trips and schools over there, but I felt a little afraid. Like I'd never been to Southeast Asia, so it was it seemed intimidating. It felt like something I could never do on my own, which is not true, but that's what it felt like. And my daughter, who's very into martial arts, boxing and swords and various like dagger fighting, she and her boyfriend wanted to go to Thailand to study Muay Thai. And forgive me for all of my mispronunciations.
Oh, it's okay.
So they
That's
wanted to go.
interesting. Wow.
Yeah, right. So they're both into martial arts, and I know that Muay Thai is this incredible form. And so they were saying, "Hey, we want to go to Thailand for a couple months." Now, um, on a certain level, as a parent, I was like, "Oh my gosh, that sounds so scary." But then I was like, "Wait, why would I take that scary and put that on my daughter and her interests? I put that on my own self. Like I haven't done a thing I want to do because I put some kind of label on it." So I was like, "Okay, yeah, we can all go."
Yeah,
And
great
so
idea. Yeah.
yeah, so myself, my two younger daughters, and Kadisha's she's one of the older daughters, her boyfriend. We all made this plan to go to Thailand. They were there longer than
Wow.
I
You took
was.
that opportunity. That's great. That's a
Yeah,
big leap. I mean,
you
it's a
know,
huge
it,
leap.
it was, but now that I've done it, I just think, wow, that was so strange and silly of me not to do it sooner. It was, it was, I am I'm absolutely in love with the little corner of Thailand that I got to experience, and I've already planned my next trip for this year. Um, I've already got another month-long stay planned.
Wow.
Yeah, so
Where did you stay?
we
What's the,
stayed in Chiang Mai.
oh, Chiang Mai. Okay. Yeah. In the north, the weather's pretty nice there, right? Yeah.
The weather was beautiful. We stayed like basically right in the old city, and
Nice.
it was so great. If someone were to ask me what was the greatest thing about it, I mean, I gush when I talk about it. Um, Everything from arriving like in the wee hours of the morning and being hungry and being able to just like literally cross the street and get like delicious noodles at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yes. The street food, and you can access food any time of the day or night, and it's always
Oh,
very good food.
the, the street food was like an art form. I think about it so often, and it was not at all what I expected. It was the street food was so conscientious, so creative. I always felt like I was at someone's house when I was getting the street food.
That's true. You're right. That's a good description. You're absolutely right. Yeah.
And there was no like it wasn't like, oh well, that's just like this other. No, every place had its own little signature.
Yeah.
It was weird. I actually lost 5 pounds while I was on this trip, which is strange because I ate just night and day.
Yeah, that's the same thing. I can eat like crazy, but I don't come back any heavier because the food is so healthy.
The
And
food is
yeah,
beautiful.
yeah.
Like I mean, the food is it's so bright and beautiful. The food was such a highlight. I could talk about it for 7 hours, but um, being in the Thai bodywork school was it was amazing. And I know that some of this is just really clever marketing, but so here I am. I'm much older than most of the students. Most of the students are in their 20s, and I'm so far beyond
No,
that.
you're just not in your 20s, that's all.
That's it. I'm just not in my 20s. Um, anyway, so the Thai Bodywork School, it was like, it felt like they were a family. Like it felt like I was so welcome there. And I mean, I was exhausted. I only did 3 weeks of Thai Bodywork School. I thought I would do four. It was a lot, but it was an amazing experience. And so, like, studying Thai bodywork was incredible. Just it's that dimension of traditional Thai medicine. It's a lifetime study. It
Hmm.
is a lifetime study.
Yeah.
And then, of course, getting Thai bodywork. So, like, all week I would get Thai bodywork as well. So it was very immersive.
Wow, that's so luxurious. I love it.
Amazing. I loved it so
Wow.
much.
Hmm.
And it really sparked in me. I'm very interested in traditional medicine. Obviously, that's like kind of my, you know,
Your
that's what
forte.
I do. It's my interest. And at one point, my knees became really painful because I was doing a lot of deep squats for the body
Ah,
work. I
yeah.
was walking at least, an hour plus, more, maybe there's 2 hours a day. My knees started to really hurt. And so I got a couple of treatments at like a university medical center
Mm.
that did Thai body work, which was good. And then I actually went to see a traditional Thai herbal practitioner.
Hmm. Hmm.
And of course, now it's like a landslide of interest now. And that's what led me to I'm going back this fall.
Got it. Got it. Wow.
Yeah, so seeing her, doing the consultation, taking the herbs, and it just led one thing to another like dominoes. And so now I'll be back next October for
That is great. There's so much there. There's so much to see and learn, and it's hard to take it all in just a few weeks, right? You really have to spend a lot of time.
it is hard to take it in a few weeks. Um, but I'm so grateful that everything worked out for me to be exactly where I was, exactly in that one little corner of the old city in Chiang Mai, because uh, the people were just so lovely. And I've just never experienced anything. Of course, I haven't. I've never been to Thailand except for, but it was such an amazing thing. And as a person who is not 20, um, something that really jumped out to me was the the people, the women I would see who were much older than me, working really intensely, whether it was in a food industry or something else, or sewing, and just joyfully working.
Mhm.
I'm sure some of these ladies were in their 80s.
Wow.
And I
Yeah.
thought, that's just, I love that. I love that there's this.
They stay active. Yeah, I've seen that too. These old, they look a lot younger than they really are. When you talk to them, it's like, wow, you're 75 and you're still doing this. This is amazing.
Right. So I went up. I I don't know if you spent time in Chiang Mai, but there's that famous Monk's Trail up the mountain,
Hmm.
and I was scared to go because it was a day I was by myself. The kids were elsewhere; they were in
Oh,
bed, and I was like, I wonder if I can do it. I read all about it, and I was like, I don't know. It was a really hot day. Anyway, I was heading up that trail, and there were definitely ladies in their 80s
hmm.
going up this muddy, treacherous mountainside. Like, for
It's
real.
just a normal walk for them, you know?
Yeah. And it was just, it was such a special day because, like,
Uh,
going up this mountain, and I only went to like the first temple. I didn't go
mhm,
all the way up.
mhm.
Um, it was so beautiful,
That's
and
great.
there was signs everywhere about, um, please keep silence. Please be quiet and respectful. And it was so strange to be in a place crawling with people, like,
Mm,
Europeans,
yeah.
Americans, Australians, everybody, local people. So many people from Japan, Korea, and China were there, and everyone was working so hard to be silent.
Hmm.
And it was just this magical experience to see this.
It's, yeah, serene. Yeah, it's something in the silence, right? And
Yeah,
you notice so much more without the noise, hitting you, and you can see and appreciate everything. Yeah.
I I loved it so much. I loved and I'm just gushing. I mean, I'm trying to write an article for Acupuncture Today.
Uh-huh.
And the theme of the article is the collaborative medicine of Thailand, because I see the traditional medicine of Thailand as being much more collaboration focused than, master or doctor telling you how it's going to be.
Mm.
And um, it's pervasive, or my experience was that it was very pervasive, was this much more collaborative attitude
Mm-hmm.
basically towards everything. So we were there during a pretty epic flood.
Mm.
Like there was a,
I heard about that. Yes.
yeah,
That's right. That's the time you were there. Oh my goodness.
it was an epic flood.
Yeah.
And there was massive devastation to,
Oh wow.
many, many, many levels. And what I was fascinated with was the aftermath. It just seemed like everybody from all walks of life. I saw people like on motorbikes carrying like huge stacks of like takeout food.
Yeah.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
and it was just like there were people filling the streets, cleaning up in front of shops, and um, it was very amazing and encouraging to see the collaboration that was taking place. It was incredible.
So what was the biggest culture shock for you when you went there?
Okay, that's there's definitely a bunch, and
Or some of them, yeah.
I'll try to choose like the top few. So first of all, the traffic lights were pretty shocking. The fact that, okay, there can be a red light, like a stop, but the cars don't have to stop. So there can be a walk sign,
Hmm.
but that doesn't mean the cars have to stop. It's like there's this yeah, that was pretty intense for me. I was pretty terrified
But nobody
of
got
crossing the
hit.
street.
There were no
No, nobody,
accidents. Nobody got hit.
not, no, no.
Everybody knows exactly. They're watching everybody. Yeah.
Yes, everybody,
Yeah.
I think
I
people
noticed that too.
stay pretty darn safe. They
Yeah.
actually do. But that was very hard the first, I'd say 2 weeks. I was like, somebody cross me the street because I have to go get a coffee because I'm not going across that street. And so there was that. And there's another one, it's a little more subtle, which is, and I read about it, so I saw it, which was the idea that it's not considered polite to express big emotions in public.
Hmm.
So I noticed that, and I was like, wow,
Huh. I never thought about
that,
it.
yeah. So, like, you know how here people will have road rage and they'll open the window and
Oh
they'll
yeah.
yell mean stuff, or somebody will be at the grocery store and they'll be like, they'll just, there's like people will let
Yeah.
their feelings out.
Right. Right.
And that's not considered very strange. Like, I mean, it's countless occasions, and it does make me uncomfortable where I'll see somebody like, yelling at a server at a restaurant because
Mhm.
of them not getting
Right.
something.
Right. Uh-huh.
That does not happen. That's like a taboo.
Hmm.
Like the only people you'll ever see being loud or in any way emotionally icky would be if a person was like intoxicated
Mm.
or they're not Thai.
Hmm.
You know, so that was like a culture shock.
Oh, I see. I see.
It is like the kind of you don't see it unless you look for it, and then you'll notice like, wow, I was in a crowded situation with tension and there's floods and people don't, the water shut off, but people are not vent.
Complaining and whining and yeah.
Yeah,
They're
because
just
like,
doing what needs to be done,
yeah,
basically.
tons of people
Yeah.
they had no water, their houses were flooded. uh, Across the city people were having the water shut down, the electric shut down, and people did not complain. They did not complain about it, they just tried to help each other.
Right.
um, okay, so one day I ran into two, not one, squatty toilets,
Mm.
and that was pretty hard for me because
I hardly see them anymore at all. I usually see those toilets from Japan with the bidet and all those. Yeah,
those are, yeah, in the hotel
wonderful.
in Bangkok we saw one of those toilets, but I was like out one day by myself, like running all over to the far corners of Chiang Mai, and I was in like a vegetable market and you had to like pay to use the bathroom, and there was like
Oh,
everything's wet and it's
oh,
like a squatty toilet,
yeah.
and I was like, okay, I need to go and I'm going to do this. and
When you have to, you have to, and it's like,
yeah,
yeah.
and so the squatty toilets were a little emotionally difficult for me. Um,
Same.
yeah, and then I think, but I mean, I guess like the sidewalks having unpredictable holes
Yeah,
was difficult for me culturally, but then I was just like, okay, that's how it is. Take responsibility and don't step into the
just watch where
hole.
you're going. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was that was
A little
another one.
precarious. You can't just look up at the sky or look at the buildings and walk. You really have to be careful.
You really have to be careful. Exactly. I oh, I just I had so much fun, and like there were like little things that just became such a treasure. Like so here I am in Florida. You're in California where you can eat local. There's beautiful produce,
Hmm.
but in Chiang Mai I could eat chocolate and coffee that were local.
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
could eat black rice that was local.
Yes, black rice is really good. Yeah. Hmm.
So good. So it was
I know, like,
amazing.
you have the fruits, like my favorite fruit is mangosteen. All I had to do was go to my aunt's house and,
Yeah.
pick them and she'd peel them for, or I'd cut them up. Yeah, it was so delicious. I mean,
When we got there, the mangosteen was right in season,
yes. Oh,
and we got bunches of
oh, isn't
them.
that so good? It's my
Oh,
absolute favorite.
good.
Mhm.
Yes. The fruit markets, the vegetable markets. Um, I loved it. The education that I got to have was amazing.
Mhm.
I I'm very interested in the dimension of health that we can create through like basically Thai body work helps you become quiet on the inside, and that missing piece, that quietness.
Mhm.
It, I don't know how much you've spent, how much you know about Thai traditional
I
medicine.
don't know anything about Thai traditional medicine. I just know that they have you be silent. It helps you focus on certain things. And I mean, I obviously know American medicine, but I have no real knowledge of Thai medicine, which I wish I did.
Oh, there's still time. There's,
Yeah.
I
There's always
mean,
time.
yes, the thing that we're doing in October is there's a woman and she basically has a traditional medicine school in the jungle, but
Mhm.
it's completely approved by the government, and you get
Assistance.
government
Mhm.
certificates by attending her classes, and she teaches classes that they're not it's not traditional midwifery per se, but it's the subjects that
Mhm.
are very um, on top of traditional midwifery, like traditional herbs,
Mm.
um, the bodywork of womb lifting, which is great for prolapse. And
Mm.
um, we are we're so excited to go
So
learn.
interesting. I love that the government subsidizes these kinds of things. They see the value in it.
There was a threat of Thai traditional practices being lost,
Mm.
and a lot of the practitioners, they passed away without passing on their knowledge. But right now, there is an emphasis on not losing what particularly in the north, they've got their own style of body work and their own
Mhm.
style of delivery. And all over Thailand, there's different styles, but I do think it's very beautiful that there's some support for preserving the traditional
Yeah.
medicine.
Yeah, because once it's lost forever,
Right,
and
exactly.
yeah, yeah, so
And
it's really good to learn.
Western medicine is, of course, so valuable, but let's not lose these wonderful foundational medicines.
Agree, agree. Yeah, I think I had mentioned the story about how my haircutter, was slicing a coconut or something. He sliced a little bit of his finger off, and his grandma knew what to do. She took the little edge of it and put a lemon tightly, tied it with some herbs, and then he showed me his nail is just a little off center, but you can tell where it was sliced, and the nail still grows and everything. They knew how to um, take care of themselves back then without any
Yeah,
modern medicine. So if they can do it, we can do it. Um, we just have to keep in mind we have different factors that we're living in. A lot of toxins, a lot of
yeah,
different kind of pollutants coming at us. So yeah, and we eat differently too, right?
we do.
I wish
Although
I
I'm
could eat like what I
sorry,
eat in Thailand. I really wish I
I just
could.
want to eat like Thailand.
Yes.
I want to eat like Thailand, dress like Thailand.
I
And
love your shirt, by the way. It's gorgeous on you. It's so
I love
nice.
it. I wear it so much. I love it. And I bought so many pairs of pants. I think I bought 10 pairs of pants. Everybody does. No elephant pants though. No elephant pants. But yeah, I bought so many pairs of pants, only a few shirts.
Mm.
I I'll try to control myself when I go back in the fall.
Just go with an empty suitcase, and you can buy everything. You'll have
I
space.
I think I just might. I was very excited about the lovely cotton pieces I found,
Mhm.
but what I'm looking for next time, I saw a few things. There was a lot of really beautiful, very fine linen clothing. So
Mm.
it was like really, really thin, smooth linen, and just like the most tropical weight linen you could ever find. But the pieces they were pretty expensive.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
people are always getting excited about things being at a lower cost, of course,
Mhm.
where these pieces were pretty expensive, but I think I deserve them.
Yeah, and I think it's worth it too. I think
Yeah.
it'll last long. It'll keep you cool, you know.
Oh, it's so worth it. When are you going back to Thailand? I
Maybe
know that.
2026. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where will you go in Thailand?
Probably in Bangkok and then Nakhon, which is my family's city.
Oh,
There's waterfalls there and things like that.
oh
It's a
my
very nice
goodness.
city. Yeah. It's about
I
2 hours
thought,
outside of Bangkok.
okay.
So,
May I ask? I don't really know my directions. I went to go see Mudang, and she was about two
oh,
hours
you got
outside
to
of
see
Bangkok.
her?
Yeah, I did.
You're so
Greatest
lucky.
day. Yeah. I know seeing Mudang was wonderful.
Oh.
But we were at the zoo as they were closing, so it was really desolate, and like the monkeys were harassing us,
Oh,
and it was
yeah.
scary.
I know they can get kind of scary because they have hands and they can jump and
And
it's like,
fangs. Yeah. And one of them tried to take Jake's
oh
backpack.
yeah,
Like they will, if you leave stuff
yeah,
in like a little car, they
hmm
will just come and take your stuff away.
yeah. They'll grab your bag and things like that. Just got to be careful. Yeah,
I guess that was a pretty big culture shock, being attacked by monkeys.
yeah,
I feel I was emotionally attacked by the monkey.
right. When I was there were only, I at least where I went, there were just a few, but even then they would try and grab like your chain or something. And I was just like, if there were a lot of them, it could get dangerous. So, yeah,
Yeah.
I think there's some places where they have like a lot, and then other places they're trying to control it. So,
There was a lot in Mudang Zoo.
oh, really?
They were everywhere.
Just freely walking around.
They were just everywhere. They
Wow.
were swarming around.
Eee. Especially
I
if you
mean,
have
they were
food or something.
drinking sodas and like they know how to drink out of straws. It was crazy. Yeah.
Wow.
So so you're gonna go to Bangkok and your city
Maybe.
that's two
Yeah.
hours outside.
Yeah, I'll probably be in Bangkok mostly. Yeah, because I mean, I have a place to stay there, my cousin's place. I just mooch off
Good.
of him a little bit, and
Oh,
then it's
perfect.
all about the couch surfing and,
Oh my
mooching and stuff.
gosh. Oh, that sounds so
But I will
wonderful.
travel. I really want to go to Ayutthaya, which is one of the former capitals of Thailand. Is
Yeah.
that where you want to go to?
No, well, it's one of the places I want to go. Unfortunately, for me, I I'm so in love. I'm so obsessed with I'm like if I love Chiang Mai this much, what if there's even more places I'm gonna love?
There's going to be so many more places. Yeah, because Chiang Mai, some parts of it is sort of commercialized, it's yeah. But if you go really into Thailand, it's a little bit more rustic, it's different. Yeah. So Bangkok obviously is a city and I like the convenience and things like that and I
Yeah.
can take the train wherever I want. Very easy, to get around. Probably want to go to the beach too because the beaches are beautiful there too.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
2026. That sounds like a great year for Thailand.
I'm sure
Oh,
you'll join me, I'm sure you'll
actually,
be there too.
I might be there too. Well, it's just, I mean, the possibility that I could learn. I mean, I feel like the moment for me to learn the physical components of Thai traditional medicine, there's no time to lose because it's such a physical medicine. And even, I mean, I feel like I did learn a lot, but I would have to become so much stronger to really learn it. And what am I going to do? Wait 10 years? No.
The time is now.
The time is so totally now.
Yeah.
It is so completely now.
Yeah. Do you think you'd ever be an expat? Or
So, yeah, that's a tough one. I absolutely, I could see a life of spending months
Mhm.
a year in Thailand. I could see that. And would I ever want to own a place in Thailand, a condo or something? Well, I certainly wouldn't be against it. I mean, if I was
You're
going
not
to be
going to
there
say
for months, that
no.
would be good. But that's a tough one. Would I ever actually be like, no, this is just simply where I live? I I did encounter some people that's what they're doing. Um, I say good for them, but I think the reason I can't picture that is that I love to work. I love to, um, I love to help people solve problems, and I love to like. I mean, that's just I can't imagine the sort of not working life. It seemed like the expats I met were very like, kind of like
Oh,
lounging.
they were retired.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, but you
But would
could
I
go there and
work there?
work though, like do,
I would
yeah,
totally do
the
that. If
Thai
I was
body
mostly
work.
working online, I would love to spend extended time in Thailand for sure. I like I taught for a university in Chicago at one time, and so of course I was like, I wonder if Chiang Mai University wants me to help their medical students with medical English. That could be interesting. They might
I
not
know.
mind
They
that.
actually learn medicine in English there.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, they're
yeah.
all their medicine is taught in English. So it's just
It's
to make it easy.
well, I love for me, I did love that so many people were willing to speak with me in
Oh yeah.
English, even, and some people didn't really want to, but they were willing to understand and be helpful, which I thought was
Hmm.
just so cool.
Yeah. You can use Google Translate. I used that a lot when I went to Japan.
Did you? I didn't know how to do it, and so I never did it.
Oh,
I
it's
just
really easy.
Yeah. No, I didn't use Google Translate, and I didn't have any like super bad moments with I mean, I wanted to learn Thai phrases, and I got like a um Pimsleur, like I did it was like a language learning
Mm-hmm.
program. I'm telling you, I think Thai might be the hardest language on earth. I think it really
It
might be.
is. I think it's pretty difficult. It's 44
Really?
letters and 14 vowels. But
But
I think a
it
lot of people in Thailand speak English though. I mean,
Oh, they totally
yeah.
do. But I wanted to be polite and be able to know how to say a few phrases. I like basically there for 6 weeks can barely say hello and thank you. I would say hello and thank you, but I know they were staring at me like, what is she saying? Oh, she's trying to speak Thai. Smile at her. She's trying to say hello. That's what she's trying to do.
That's so funny.
And so my goal for
Great.
next time, I want to be able to say the food was delicious. I want to be able to say like if I'm, like I'm in a store and I want to buy a bunch of stuff, it's not impolite to ask, is the price negotiable? It's
Hmm.
not polite, and I'd like to be able to ask that.
Yeah. I can show you
Um,
all that. I can tell you all about that. I'll give
oh,
you like phonetic, hooked on phonics kind of words. So.
give me a little question. Well, I need it for a few reasons. One is that no matter how much I was like, could you please make the food no spicy? No spicy?
Hmm. Yeah.
And my face was like burning. I could eat like one bite of the food. It
Well,
was so
that's their no
delicious.
spicy.
That's their no spicy. Yeah, exactly. So the no spicy was definitely an issue. And then with the Thai body work, which was awesome,
Hmm.
was like it kind of it's the same thing as the spicy. I was like, please, no pain. No, no that no, you're gonna twist my arm off. You have to stop. But like it was
That's
lost.
great.
It was lost. It was the same spiciness.
Oh
So
my
there was a
goodness.
lot of spice in the body work, a lot of spice in the food.
Yeah, a lot of intensity all around.
Yes, a lot of intensity all around. That's it. Yeah, that's right.
I can tell you what to say and things like that. It's not too bad for the
Okay.
phrases. But yeah, it's funny because when I eat spicy food and I taste it, I'm like, I don't taste any spice. And then one of my friends will taste it. They're like, this is so spicy. And I'm like, I didn't taste any spice. What are you talking about?
I know. I know. It's pretty funny. The
It's different. Yeah, it takes a little getting used to. What was your favorite dish, would you say, when you were there?
Okay, that's so difficult and yet also so easy. So in Chiang Mai, they've got this sausage. I don't know what it's called, but it's a famous Northern Thailand sausage. And I bought it at the grocery store one time and cooked it in the house. Everybody had to run out of the house because the hot pepper in it would vaporize
Yeah.
into the
And
air
just
and
cough.
gas everybody out.
Yeah.
So I learned you only cook it
Outside.
outside.
Yeah. That's why there's an
Yeah,
outside kitchen and an inside kitchen. Yeah.
yeah, I didn't know. And now I know. So yeah, there's outside kitchen
Yeah.
food,
Hmm.
and okay, so on the street. Now I will say yes, it was too spicy, but on the street I would get it, and it's like it was probably like I'm guessing 10% meat, 90% spices. That's
Sounds
what I'm
about
guessing.
right.
So good. I don't know how they do it. It was amazing.
Mm.
I It's just like the greatest thing ever. And then there was this other thing, and it's so funny. It's like we went to some really posh restaurants. We did. We went to some amazing
Mhm.
places, and that was a great experience. Like just amazing. But the two things that stick out to me are actually street foods. The other thing was this thing. I don't know what it is. I'm going to tell you about it. You're going to know what it is. So, picture a cast iron cooking thing over a fire, but it has indentations in it, like
Oh,
little.
yeah. They drop little, like a white liquid in it.
Yes.
Yes, that's one of my favorite desserts. It's like coconut. It's like coconut, and then the edge of it is kind of crusty and cooked,
Yeah,
and the
it's
middle is
fried.
soft. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
It's like kind of jelly and soft in the
It's kanom
middle,
krok. Yeah.
crispy on the outside, and it's like sweet, but it's got green onions in it, and
Mm-hmm.
it's like
On top, yeah, little green onions. Yes, that's one of my favorites.
it's the greatest thing ever. And then the thing that was like so like that thing that I'm talking about, what is it called, by the way?
Kanom, which is pastry, and then krok,
Um,
it's like Kroke. So I don't know. It's like a coconut pastry. That's all I can say.
okay.
Coconut cake. I don't know how to translate it directly, but yeah, that's my favorite. They usually in Thailand they wrap it in a big banana leaf,
Oh,
and then you can get it really warm, and it's just so delicious. Yeah.
oh, that sounds so beautiful. So the place where I had gotten it a few times, so there was one lady cooking, and then there's another lady doing crowd control because everyone's rushing
They
and trying
want
to
it.
get
Yeah.
it. And it's time consuming. It's like they have to be cooked to perfection,
Hmm.
and then they have to be snipped and
Right.
dropped in these little containers.
Right. Mhm.
And like there's throngs of people just like pushing, like holding their money out, trying to get. And the crowd control lady is like, she's like counting you. She won't take your money until the food is ready.
Right.
And like you have to like calmly wait while this throng
That's the only time you see Thai people getting really like
little agitated.
aggressive,
Yeah,
for, for that.
they're still very nice, but there was a throng.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think those are my two favorite. And then another kind of favorite, I don't know what it was. I only found it one time. I just called them street balls. They're balls on a string, and they're cooked over flames, and they're like, I guess they had rice and meat in them. I don't know. But it was like such a great experience because like I go up to the guy, he's just like it was like right outside of where I was staying. And I'm like looking at them, and I've seen them a couple times. I'm like, I don't know, I have no idea what they are, but I need to have them.
You need
I've
one.
got to have it. And I was like, how much? He's like, 10 baht. No, 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 60 baht. Fine.
I'll take it. Just take my money.
Like he's looking at me and he's like, no, it's not 10 baht for you.
He's being enterprising. Oh my gosh.
So
And
I
he
don't know
could
what they
tell
were.
you were like addicted. You needed it.
Yeah, he's like, her, I could charge her anything. She'll pay me.
She'll pay it.
She will pay me. So there were so many just like amazing little moments where I'm like sitting on the edge of the street with like a toothpick and some plastic bag full of food. And I'm like, this is the greatest day of my life. I've never had anything like this in my life. This is incredible. I can't believe it. And I also had that experience with some cups of coffee. Now, do you drink coffee, Penny?
I don't drink coffee
Okay, so
or
that
tea.
means more coffee and tea in Thailand for me if you don't have
I
any.
don't drink either.
I had some cups of coffee that were like the greatest thing in the whole world. Like the whole world just became quiet as I
Wow.
had that coffee. I was like, This,
That's a trip.
yes, yeah. I mean, it's kind of funny because it's like, it's easy to talk about all the amazing food, but what's hard to kind of pinpoint is just how interesting it was to be in a place where I felt like quietness and collaboration was valued much more highly than
Then a
any.
me kind of, yeah.
Yeah, it was very interesting, the spaces of quiet that it was just, it was very different.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I get it. I get it. Yeah. It's like less is more.
Yeah, less is more. And then I also, I mean, there's so many little cultural things like the street animals, how people took so much care of all the stray dogs and cats. Like it was just like, no, just take care of them.
Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of countries like that, like Turkey. They even let the dogs come into the stores in the winter, and not a
Yeah,
big deal. I saw that. I was like, wow, you
yeah,
know.
yeah. It was that was very different. I just I it's like there's little things will come back to me, and I remember I was there only for a few days, and I thought, wow, I feel much quieter here.
Mm,
And I that's it's not just external, it's more than that.
mm-hmm.
But the simplicity also made me allowed me to access a little bit of inner quiet, in that there was simplicity in places that was kind of unexpected to me,
Hmm.
and um, also like interesting care to details that I think I was not expecting. So like the example I love is like so I would go to a little coffee cart and get a coffee. Now if you go to a coffee cart, you don't get coffee at a coffee cart because you don't get coffee. But if you go to a coffee cart, you're like, okay, give me a coffee. Here's $1. Give me the coffee. All right, bye. You get your coffee and you leave. Um, but that's not how it is in Thailand. It's like first there's a greeting of hello, and then there's making sure you understand, making sure she knows what you want, and then she makes the coffee, but not with any hurry. It's like, why would she hurry? It's She wants to make it right,
Mm-hmm.
and then she gets the coffee, ties a little napkin around it so it looks cute, and then like wiggles it into this little special bag designed for carrying your
Oh.
coffee. So it's like this big ritual that makes a tiny thing go more slowly but seem more memorable or connected. And it's like it's simplicity in those gestures. Does that make? I don't know if that makes any
Yeah,
sense.
it's complex, but in a simple way, and
Yeah.
it just makes all the difference in the care that they take it. It almost makes your coffee taste better.
Oh, oh, the coffee was amazing. It was just, it was,
It's the whole
yeah.
experience. It's just, she's selling you not just the coffee, it's the whole experience, the whole
Yeah.
package, everything. Yeah.
And I also thought it was very interesting. Of course, everywhere I went, basically where I went, I tipped people
Mm.
because that's my culture is you tip people.
They don't really do that there.
No, they don't. I mean, they're not going to say no if you
Hmm.
tip them. But
Right.
I really loved that there was no
Right.
expectation.
Yeah.
It was just like, okay,
Yeah,
you
they're
know,
very appreciative. Like I've
yeah,
done that. Yeah, because here it's sort of like, as you're paying, they shove this little cup in front of you, like say, like, I just got your bagel here, give me a tip.
yeah.
Right.
And
But
I thought about that,
yeah.
and I was like, it's my custom. Like if I go to Starbucks, tip $1, tip $1, these different places, and that's a fine thing to do. But I also was like, hey, I love the fact that my experience in Thailand was there wasn't an expectation on me. It was just, well, yeah, pay for your meal and go. Bye.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, I think a lot of people there, whatever they do, whether it's, a fancy restaurant or street food, they take pride in what they do. That's why your coffee was presented in such a nice way,
That's
you know.
yes,
Hmm.
that's
Yeah.
right. There was a lot more dignity
Hmm.
in
Yeah.
small things.
Yeah.
Like that's yeah, I think that's what I must have. really felt that, like the dignity of just small
Yeah.
things, the dignity of just
Hmm.
buying a coffee or a
Yeah.
toothbrush or whatever you were doing, or even visiting someone's store and you didn't buy anything, but you visited their store and you said, your
Yeah.
things are beautiful.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's yeah, that's the way of life there, and sometimes I think, can I go back and live there and be an expat? If I do, I'd have to be doing something. I wouldn't be lounging around,
Right.
I
That's
want.
isn't that because that's what we
Yeah.
both said.
Yeah,
Like
that's the
it's
one
not that we
thing.
want to lounge around. We
Mhm.
want to like keep.
Keep busy. Yeah, like I'd want to
Yeah.
be there. I just love all the food, and like you say, the culture is just it's just very different culture. I think here sometimes it could be a little harsh, and
Uh,
there's no need for it, right?
yes. That I think that's something that imprinted on me actually quite permanently. That idea that there is no need to be harsh.
Mhm.
There's just no need, like ever. Why would you ever be harsh?
Yeah.
Um, yeah, that really struck me. That idea of there's just no need to be
Hmm.
harsh or
Yeah.
abrasive. Why not just be helpful? And
Yeah. Yeah. So when you go back, you're gonna go back to the same place, or you're gonna go somewhere different, or
so interesting you should ask that. There was so many like strange, beautiful events that like just didn't make any sense. That like Chiang Mai is a big city, but I experienced it as a village, and
Mhm.
I I'm in love with that village. The village that now has imprinted on me. So I went to the Thai bodywork school, and I met a woman who was around my age who spends maybe several months every year studying Thai bodywork and living in Chiang Mai. And she told me about a woman who has this jungle medical school,
Mm.
but it's not like a Thai bodywork school where you can just like pay them your money and show up. Like you need to have someone basically recommend you. They
Oh,
won't respond to your inquiries unless someone has vouched for you,
yeah.
basically.
Hmm.
So this is a program for midwives, acupuncturists, professional therapists that
Mm.
are really committed. So it's not
Yeah.
just really for
You have to be
everyone.
like sure that this is what you want and focus. It's not like, oh, I don't
It's
like it, I
not
just
just,
leave, Yeah.
some of the kids studying Thai body work, they're like using drugs all night, and it's just like it's like,
Yeah.
they want to kind of dip into everyone's culture, but it's not, they're not really serious about the study.
Hmm.
Or maybe they are. I don't know. I don't mean to disparage anybody. It's a very not Thai thing to do, disparage people. Um, anyway, she told me about this woman who taught Thai womb lifting at this school in the jungle.
Hmm.
And I got very interested in that. And when I saw the Thai herbal practitioner, she told me I had knee pain, but she was like, you need to get uterus massage. And I was like, uterus
Mm.
massage?
Interesting.
Okay. So what she was also recommending that I get that particular type of Thai body work. She recommended a different teacher, but I was like, I definitely want to learn what this is and how to do it. So like all these things kind of layered. So we'll spend 10 days at this medical school in the jungle where there's no air conditioning and you just like live there and study together. And then I will go back to Chiang Mai, spend a few days, like a week in the city, and then we found a place that's like it's kind of like in the mountain, like out kind of in the jungle, and we will probably spend 1 week there. So we're not going to actually have an opportunity to travel all around, but we will be in different places than we were.
Area. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, great. That
I
sounds like
know.
it seems like you're gonna make a count when you go back. Now you know exactly where you're gonna go, what you're gonna do. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty great just sitting there eating street food, though.
Yeah.
That was
Definitely. I know that's one of the things I miss.
and
It's
and
just
I did it. It's like I went to bed really early almost every night. Like for me, the cool thing was just like every day was an eating adventure and a body work adventure, and my body felt so good. Like I think that I had a lot more mobility when I came back than when I took off, and um, oh
yeah, I think it's just everything. It's a lot of things, a combination of a lot of things, the way
and
of life, the food,
yeah,
the people. Yeah, it's a lot of things all together. So it's a great
yeah,
feeling.
and I also just think that there's a very gentle attitude towards um, the farangs. Now that word I do know.
Oh, farang. Yeah.
Farang. There's a very gentle attitude towards the farangs, which I really appreciated. I felt like for me and for any other uh, Europeans and Americans, Australians that were there, um, it just seemed like there was a gentle, welcoming quality. There was no hostility towards us for making silly mistakes or
Well, we live in harmony. I mean, it's just
yeah, that's
nice.
what it was.
Hmm.
Was
Yeah.
everyone was trying so hard, working to be
Mhm.
harmonious.
Yeah.
And what a strange, refreshing thing that was for me. I mean, the American South definitely has a little bit of that going. We definitely have a little bit of that sort of be gentle and
Hmm.
um, Chicago is not like that.
Any big city is not like that. It's
No,
like, what are you doing here?
I know. Don't you know that's closed on
Like,
Tuesday?
what are you doing here? Yeah, I know, I know. It's so funny.
So that was
It's
just,
great though.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
But
did see.
Jennifer, yeah, but go
I'm
ahead. What
sorry.
were you gonna say? Uh-huh.
I was gonna say I did see a giant scorpion
Oh my
walking down
God.
the street. I did see a giant lizard walking up a
Yeah.
wall.
Those things are
It was
huge
great.
there. Everything is like giant size there.
Yeah, they're
Roaches,
very well
scorpion.
fed.
Yeah. But I wanted to tell you, Jennifer, thank you so much for your time. I,
Oh,
I
Penny.
so yeah, and I'm so glad that you enjoyed Thailand so much and you're gonna
Thank
go
you so
back.
much.
You're
Oh,
addicted.
I'm so addicted. It's like it's the best medicine. I just and I just want to say that anyone who feels drawn to um, going to that wonderful corner of the world, don't be afraid to go. It's it's just it will work out so beautifully.
Yeah, it takes a leap of faith, right? And you kind of
Yeah,
you're taking you don't know about the unknown, basically. But
yeah,
I think everyone will
exactly.
be really nicely surprised. Yeah.
Yeah, it was amazing. I, we have to talk about it more
Yeah,
later. It
we
was
will
so
for
great.
sure. Thank you so much, Jen.
Of course, it's so great to see you. More
Yes,
later.
yes, bye.